Okay, prior to today, we've done adding and subtracting square roots, okay? And we said with adding and subtracting square roots, for example, the root of a plus the root of b, they must be like terms. So this is just the equal to root of a plus root of b. Okay, if we had root of b plus the root of b, we get 2 times the root of b, the same as with algebra. If we had x plus y, we got x plus y. If we had y plus y, we got 2y. So these behave in quite the same way. We've also said that we can multiply square roots. Okay, so we said the root of a times the root of b is equal to the root of a times b. Okay, and that was also pretty similar to algebra, where we said if we have x times y, we get xy. Okay, what we're going to look at today is dividing square roots. Now, when we worked with algebra, it's a little difficult to show it, but if we had division, you basically were able to just divide it. So for example, if you have x squared divided by x, you just divide those, okay? So you cancel an x out from both, and we're just going to get x over 1, or x here. Okay, when we divide roots, for example, the root of a divided by the root of b, what we actually get is the root of a divided by b. So it's quite similar to the multiplication rule. Okay, now let's do a couple of examples. So for example, if I had the square root of 20 divided by the square root of 5. Okay, now that is equal to the square root of 20 over 5. Now 20 divided by 5 is 4, so it's equal to the square root of 4, which is equal to 2. Okay, and you can see that that is much more simple than the root of 20 over the root of 5. Okay, now it's obviously not always going to be quite as easy as this. So let's try one where we have a coefficient, for example. So let's say that we have 3 times the root of 175 divided by the square root of 25. Okay, now we know then that we have, if with a coefficient, you have to think of those coefficients first. Okay, so that's, in this case, we've only got one coefficient here, so we just have 3. So we know we're going to keep the 3 here. Then we have the square root of 175 divided by 25. Okay, 175 divided by 25 is 3. So we have 3 root 3. Okay, that one's pretty nice and straightforward. Let's try one where there's a little bit more complication in the coefficients. So for example, let's do 28 root 42 divided by 14, no, not 14, let's make it 35. 35 root 7. Okay, so again, keep the coefficients separate. So let's think about 28 over 35 as its own part of the term, all right, because that part we can actually simplify separately, times the square root of 42 over 7. Okay, 28 over 35. 28 can be written as 4 times 7, and 35 can be written as 5 times 7. Okay, and then that's times the square root of 42 divided by 7 is 6. Okay, 7 divided by 7 is the same as 1, so we can cancel that and replace it with 1. So basically we're going to get 4/5 root 6, or 4 root 6 divided by 5. Either of these answers is perfectly okay. They both mean the same thing. So this is how we can work with division of square roots. Okay, we can also do examples where we had, remember earlier, or actually this was in year 2, but in year 2 we had examples such as the square root of 2 and 1/9. Okay, so if we have something like that, the square root of 2 and 1/9, then we need to firstly think about what this means. Okay, so 2 and 1/9 can be changed into a improper fraction. An improper fraction means that the denominator is smaller than the numerator, okay? So 2 1/9, 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 gives us 19/9, okay? And in this case, what we're actually going to do is we're kind of going to do the opposite, because we can now write this as the square root of 19 divided by the square root of 9. Okay, we know the square root of 9, we know that that is 3, so now we know we have here that the square root of 19 divided by 3 is our simplification of this. And this can also be written as 1/3 root 19. Okay, so this is how we would simplify one that's written as a mixed numeral under the root. Okay, this is quite a mix of things, a mix of different ways you need to do this, but you will get used to it. It just takes a little bit of practice. Please make sure you do remember those rules from the previous sections though, and if you don't, please watch the Year 2 videos about the same thing, okay, because that will really help you with this.